Okay, hello everyone. I'm Candace. We're talking about the full moon in Gemini. It is happening in a few hours, really. November 27th at 4:16 a.m. So it's like almost full right now. If you look outside, it probably looks amazing. This Gemini full moon is called the Beaver Moon by Native Americans because the beavers were building their winter dams during this time, okay? The full moon occurs when the sun is opposite the moon. And right now the sun is at 4 degrees Sagittarius and the moon is going to be at 4 degrees Gemini. Feeling the vibes the most are my mutable signs. That would be my Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. All right. What are the vibes? The sun is equal to the moon, but we're trying to find some in between, some balance. Okay. We're seeking the happy medium between Sagittarius with their big picture thinking and Gemini with their fixation on the details, okay? Sagittarius has the vision, but often they don't have the logical steps in place to make that vision happen. And that's where Gemini comes in with the curiosity, asking all the questions to make sure there's some kind of strategy to achieve that lofty dream or goal. Full moons are all about releasing and letting go. The full moon is a culmination. It's the end of a cycle. If your desires, your wishes have not manifested since the new moon, you kind of check in with that root to see what's going on with the seeds you planted. Think back to the new moon on June 18th. Have you manifested anything? That's why it's good to write your intentions down, everybody, so you can check back and track your progress. You can even go all the way back to last year, to the last full moon in Gemini, and see what's going on, what has manifested for you since then. What are we releasing during this time? All right. Gemini is associated with communication and the mind. It's the perfect time to let go of any mentalities that no longer serve you, all those old narratives that you've typecast yourself in. Gemini is also associated with gossip, so we can keep it high vibe. You know, gossip, we all do it, but it's not very positive, okay? Have you been too involved in the celebrity news? There's been so much going on, or throwing shade in the group chat. Let's scale back from that. Also, are you dedicating time and effort to really learn something and go beneath the surface? Gemini has a very wide variety of surface level knowledge on a wide topics, like a wide variety of topics. But Sagittarius is committed to learning and becoming the sage. So we want to kind of find that happy medium where we're curious, but we still want to dive into something and really get to know the facts. So we're speaking from a place of, I don't want to call it authority, but expertise. All right. Also, we could talk about Gemini being non-committal. Gemini can be flighty. So where have you not been sticking to your word in your relationships, your goals, your responsibilities? Like, be truthful. If you say you're going to do something, stand by it. Okay. That's what Sagittarius is all about. Truth and, being honest. So let's tap into that energy. Now, the full moon astrology is kind of chaotic and messy, but that's the Gemini vibes. No shade to my Geminis. We're feeling it right now. Okay. The moon is in Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So the moon is being ruled by Mercury. Mercury is in Sagittarius where it's in its detriment. That means it just doesn't feel cozy there, right? So communication right now can be a little tricky. It can be confusing. Then we also have Mercury and Sagittarius forming a square to Neptune and Pisces. Neptune casts a fog. It casts a shadow. Squares squaring up for a fight. So that makes things even trickier, okay? Two planets in conflict with each other. Mercury is our communication and Neptune is illusion and imagination. So there can be confusion in terms of our perception of reality and actual reality, like what's real. Mercury wants the facts and Neptune is giving us fantasy. So here we are. We're like, what is even real? I would say watch out for people, situations, and circumstances. And if things seem to be too good to be true, they probably are. Okay. So keep that in mind. Now, the other main character is Mars, the planet of action. Mars in Sagittarius is forming a square to Saturn in Pisces. Oh, I do not like this as a Mars ruled person. Okay. Mars is our drive, it's our ambition. Saturn is restriction, it's blocks, it's limitations. We can just essentially feel like we're getting nowhere, right? Like we're putting in a lot of work, but it's not really paying off. Like we're driving with the parking brake on. It could be frustrating, but just know that this will not last forever. Don't rush things. Don't force them. If it's not going your way, try again later. All right, the tortoise won the race after all. The moon in Gemini is also square Saturn in Pisces. I'm like, oh, that sounds wonderful. The moon is our emotions. Saturn is restriction. It can be isolation, so we might feel a little unlovable, a little depressed, a little isolated. Sounds amazing, right? But on the flip side, I will say when the moon is square Saturn, you can have a more logical approach to your emotions. So if you have some kind of emotional problem or some kind of relationship issue, you may come up with a solution during this time, because Saturn is all about solutions. All right, ask a Capricorn. Now the moon is opposite Mars. All right, so the moon is in Gemini, Mars is in Sagittarius. The moon is our emotions, Mars is our aggression. So you could feel like clinging to the past, and then sometimes you're like, I'm past that, but then you're like clinging to the past. It can create like a tension, a passive aggressiveness, and like just a feeling that you're about to explode. I hate that, but really the moon is associated with our relationships, so that is where this could manifest in your personal relationships. I say take the high road and work out to relieve this. Like, don't go off on anybody if you can avoid it. Let's try not to do that. Now let's talk about the sun. The sun is in Sagittarius. It is conjunct Mars in Sagittarius. There's so much going on. I feel like I've been talking forever, but this is giving us the energy and the confidence to pursue our dreams and goals. But then we have the sun squaring Saturn. So while we're wanting to like rush in and make things happen, Saturn is like, slow your roll. There's a roadblock ahead. You're going nowhere, buddy. Slow down. Okay. So we can feel like we are pushing forward, but something's pushing us back. My advice is to just chill out. This is not going to last forever. This will be a few days and we'll be able to move past it. Lean into the flexible energy of the sun, moon, Mercury, and Mars and Saturn, all being immutable signs, right? Mutable is about being adaptable and open to change. So pivot on the play, as I like to say. You know, if something's not going your way, try another approach. Also, if anything is revealed to you during this time, because sometimes the full moons can reveal secrets, take it with a grain of salt. Mercury has entered the pre-shadow to add another like little monkey wrench in there. This is a period of, well, this is the period before the retrograde, where Mercury has passed over the degree that's going to retrograde back to, okay? So we like to call it the retro shade. It can actually be more intense and trickier than the actual retrograde, depending on who you ask. Let me know. You can definitely start to experience communication issues, computer stuff, car stuff. So pay attention. All right. Now let's get into the horoscopes. I'm going to run it one more time. After that, it will be on my YouTube. Okay. I'm starting with Aries. We're going to go in order. Let's go. Okay. Let me take a sip of water actually. Okay. Aries. The full moon illuminates your communication and community. A secret could be revealed or long-awaited information finally presents itself. But remember not to jump to conclusions, as Mercury has moved into the pre-shadow and the square to Neptune is making communication hazy. The full moon turns your attention to your truths and your tribe. How are your relationships with your family, that friends and family, siblings, neighbors, and your homies? Is it time to invite everybody over for a holiday gathering to reconnect? If you're overbooked and busy and like hell to the gnaw, a quick phone call check-in will make your bestie or your brother's day. When it comes to your truths, if something has been weighing on you, it's time to express yourself. Either say it out loud or write down your manifesto. Aries mantra for Gemini full moon. I speak from the heart with sincerity and honesty. Okay. Taurus. The full moon illuminates your values and income. You're focused on what security means to you. This could mean exploring new ways of making money, as an old source of income has been cut back or even cut off. Maybe that side hustle is not hustling like it used to. But on the flip side, a project could finally pay off and you receive some money from it. The holidays are upon us and you might be tempted to go crazy with Afterpay, but try to stick to a budget so you don't have spender's remorse come January when those bills hit. We rarely think about how our finances are tied to our feelings. If necessary and you're feeling like you're in a low vibe, scarcity mentality, recite some abundance mantras. This could clear up any money blocks. The full moon is about releasing, so clear out that clutter to improve your money chi. Chi is energy, you guys, the flow. Taurus mantra for Gemini full moon. I trust in the universe to provide me with everything I need. Yes. Gemini, the full moon illuminates your personal brand. How do you show up in the world? What ideas or concepts are you ready to put out into the universe? What are your dreams, priorities, and desires? Maybe it's time for a rebrand. You're rewriting that personal mission statement. Think about who you are and what you want to be. Don't be afraid to show up in life as your true and authentic self. If you're thinking about learning something new or exploring a skill, now's the time to get started. Why wait until the new year? You can do anything you put your mind to. Speaking of your mind, any pessimistic thoughts gotta go. Love yourself like Kanye loves Kanye. After all, he is a Gemini. Gemini mantra for Gemini full moon. I am the architect of my own destiny. Cancer. Cancer. The full moon illuminates your subconscious and secrets. It's like a light is shining on your most intimate emotions and all your painful memories. That sounds wonderful. Some old grudges or past beefs may bubble up to the surface. There could be a need to be alone to process all of the emotions that are coming up for you during this time. Solitude is helpful and can bring a much needed breakthrough. An epiphany may finally occur around an issue that was troubling you and taking a toll on your mental health. You can't heal what you conceal, Cancer, so let it go and let it flow. Journaling and self-care practices like sound healing or meditation can be very helpful as you work through your emotions. Cancer mantra for the Gemini full moon. I am in the process of healing. I trust the journey. Leo, the full moon illuminates your friendships and wishes. If you've outgrown any of those social circles, it's time to purge. In some cases, information about a homie could come to light that creates the need for you to scale back from that relationship. But on a less dramatic note, maybe you no longer need to be in the group chat with your gym friends and it's time to remove yourself. You could decide that some kind of organization you belong to no longer vibes with you. It's okay to outgrow interests and connections. You might align more with people online or some kind of online community during this time. Also check in with your wishes. What makes your heart flutter? Time to revisit your dreams, and maybe a new friend can help you reach them. Leo mantra for Gemini full moon. I choose friends who inspire me to be the best version of myself. Okay, I love that. Virgo. The full moon illuminates your career and public legacy. A professional project that you've worked hard on could finally wrap up. And this could be the big payoff you've been waiting for. Hey, Bree, you may get the props you deserve during this time. The spotlight is on you, and rightfully so. Maybe you take on a new role in your career, switch positions, or even decide to change jobs. The change in your work life could allow you to spend more time with your family and loved ones. Just in time for the holidays, you'll find yourself being more about your home life. It's okay to put your work on the back burner and focus on the domestic front. Work, after all, won't keep you warm at night. Virgo mantra for Gemini full moon. I am open to exploring new professional possibilities and moving closer toward my true calling. Okay, Libra. The full moon illuminates your perspectives and philosophies. It's time to check in with your belief system. What do you believe, Libra? You're on a quest to discover the meaning of life and purpose of our human existence. Sounds deep and philosophical? Well, it is Sagittarius season. The answers you're seeking might very well be inside you, so maybe tap into your spiritual side and see what comes up. On an education tip, you could be wrapping up your studies or finishing a degree. The full moon shines a light on your travel sector, creating an itch to break out of your comfort zone and explore new horizons. While it may be hard for you to just jet set out of town, a short trip is always possible, right? A quick road trip may be just what you need for a fresh perspective. Libra mantra for Gemini full moon. Every opportunity is an experience for me to learn and expand my thinking. Yes. Okay, Scorpio. I think somebody in the chat asked about this. The full moon illuminates your intimate partnerships and psychologies. This sounds a bit intense, but no one does intensity better than you. This time may be more emotional than normal, with past fears and traumas creeping into your mind. It's not to break you down, Scorpio, but so you can have a breakthrough. You're only as sick as your secrets, so sharing with a close partner or therapist can be therapeutic and the healing remedy you need. It's time to get vulnerable in your personal connections and share how you are authentically feeling. Money you share with others, whether joint finances or debts, could also be a theme as you finally pay off a loan or receive a payment you've been waiting for. Scorpio mantra for Gemini full moon. I am on a journey of continuous self-improvement and growth. Sagittarius. The full moon illuminates your relationships, platonic, professional, and romantic. This is a time where you might find out something about a boo, bestie, or business partner that forces you to make a decision. It's always good to pause before jumping to conclusions. Keep in mind the full moon is tricky with Mercury retrograde loading. Yes, so you may not have all the facts. You could also have some kind of personal clarity in terms of where you stand in a romantic or platonic connection. Maybe you're no longer happy in that friendship or relationship and it's time for a change. You might just be feeling yourself right now and want to keep your options open. After all, it's your birthday season, Sag. Maybe hold off on any major decisions around the status of a relationship until the full moon energy subsides. Sagittarius mantra for Gemini full moon. I am deserving of authentic connections and create space for them in my life. I did not do Pisces yet. I'm on Capricorn. Capricorn, the full moon illuminates your daily routines and habits. It's time to let go of those bad practices. Maybe you don't check your work email after hours. Don't do that. You're off the clock and that email can wait till the morning. When you take a vacation, really take a break. I need to listen to this. You don't have to be chained to your desk. If your 9 to 5 is burning you out, it will be hard to ignore it anymore. Start thinking about how you can make changes at work and maybe even start looking for a new job. Maybe you finally close all those rings on your Apple Watch cappies or hit another fitness goal. Maybe you decide to start training for a marathon. If you've been slacking on your health and wellness needs, it's time for you to review your schedule and make time for your body, mind, and spirit. Why wait till the new year? Implement change today. Capricorn mantra for Gemini full moon. Each day I am becoming stronger, healthier, and happier. Aquarius, the full moon illuminates your creativity and romance. You may finally upload those comedy skits to TikTok or open up that TikTok shop and sell your jewelry or merch. You've been working on these labors of love quietly and behind the scenes, but now it's time to share your gifts with the world. Drop that mixtape. Who cares how it's received? This is about you having fun and doing things that bring you joy. You never know where expressing your creativity could lead. If you haven't felt inspired, it's time to tap into your inner child. Maybe get out the watercolors or the sketch pad and make some art. A romance could grow into a serious commitment or maybe turn into a breakup. You might feel a little sappy about whatever the outcome of the connection is. After all, robots have hearts too. Aquarius mantra for Gemini full moon. My imagination knows no bounds. I allow myself to dream big. Pisces, the full moon illuminates your home and family. You could decide it's time to make some changes in your domestic world. This may be as simple as redecorating your living room or deciding that it's time to move because your house is not a home. If the living environment isn't changing, you may find that the family dynamics are shifting. This may be a child moving out, fleeing the nest, or you decided to address some generational wounds that are tainting the family bloodline. You could talk to your parents about something that occurred during childhood and finally clear the air. That sounds amazing. It's okay to let go of emotional and physical baggage tied to painful memories. So donate your ex's couch to Goodwill and watch that chi, that energy switch up. Let the healing begin, Pisces. Pisces mantra for the Gemini full moon. Each day brings new opportunities for healing and understanding within our family.